Hello, welcome to Saved in the City Season 1 Finale Special. I am D. James Jones and I play Montel.
And I am Patrice Sanders and I play the heroine.
And I'm Mark Lazar and I play Travis.
I'm Chris Lingham and I play Michaela.
I'm Nicolette Blanks and I play Cameron.
I'm Alisa Walker and I play Kiki. And that is my real life nickname from the time I was born. It's been Kiki all my life.
Do you love me?
It's me.
So you guys, which character from the season would you say you're most like? For me, probably Michael, who played the pastor with Bria. He's the most relatable for me because he was a human being. He had a past. He seemed like he did a whole bunch of stuff in his past, but he tried his best to overcome that and save himself.
For me, I'm gonna say Travis. My character, only because I'm just saying. He made some mistakes and he's trying to do right, but sometimes it doesn't go about the best way. And I think that a lot of us in life we can relate to that. So.
For me, I would say Harlan, because she was a businesswoman, and trying to mix that with marriage and relationship can be really hard when you're trying to climb the corporate ladder and have a husband and a family. So I could kind of relate to Harlan. Yeah. What's up?
Who in the cast do y'all think is most like their character? I'm going to answer first. I think Cameron is most like her character.
Yeah.
And you know what? But it is not a bad thing. It's just because Cameron is real straight up. She's going to let you know how she feels. She's going to give you the truth. She'll give you compassion when it's needed, but she's still going to be real about it. Like, girl, it's going to be okay, but who is it? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, I want to know. I think that she holds stuff.
Okay, I feel like I have to defend myself. I can relate to Cameron where I am a little direct. I'm not as hood as Cameron. But I can relate to that. She kind of get with you if she have to, but she can love on you too. I can do that. I get that. Now for me, I think, now taking out the whole breaking up family stuff, I think that you and Michaela, as far as demeanor.
Oh, okay.
I would say demeanor.
I can definitely see that. But yeah, let's take out that part about being a home wrecker. Definitely not relatable in that aspect. But no, I definitely see Cameron as being, from what I've learned over the year, she definitely comes across as Cameron. Like, I'm sorry, what? What was that? Come again?
I don't know if I should be offended by
that. No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Straightforward to the point, but definitely, not doing it.
Well, I think she kind of pulled off that Kiki thing real natural. Like.
Well, now.
That was pretty natural.
It was very natural. I'm just saying.
I was aside. I was like, who is that?
I don't think Kiki's a lot like me, even though my nickname is Kiki from birth. Like, for real.
Look, that 912-229 came out.
Listen, 912. If y'all ain't from South Georgia, y'all know that. But I can understand, when coming off and trying to defend your folk and looking out for your brother and stuff like that, I get it. But y'all have to listen. People watching, you have to know. I might be stepping on another question, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Listen, when you sharing your information in your relationships with your family, with your friends, be careful about that, because you sharing something with them, you're upset in the moment. They're taking on that aggression and they're upset and, and everything. And then you guys move on, y'all make up, but your family member, your friend is still in that hurt place, that mad place. And then when they run into your significant other, now they coming for them because you did my brother wrong. You see what I'm saying? And they don't even have all of the information because you only share with them the part that made you look good.
That's right.
Or, they went online and found some stuff out for themselves and then just made up their own stuff. But I'm just saying, you have to be careful with that in relationships,
I want to know how much of you was Montel. I'm just you know.
How much of me was Montel?
Yeah, I was just asking. You know, you
Well,
played that very well.
Okay,
Yeah.
Like Montel, I am a barber. So let's get that out there.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not married, but I am looking for love. I'm looking for that person to be able to support me in like my endeavors, my career goals, the things that I'm trying to, seek after in life and stuff like that or whatever. And possibly even, continue on my family and stuff or whatever. So it's like I was able to really relate to that a lot. And having, I guess, a wife who kind of wasn't on the same page or whatever, that just, I don't know, that added that different perspective or that other dynamic to it all or whatever, and just made it more like, okay, man, I guess kind of like hit home a little bit, and because like there are so many women out there today that are so career driven, that are so, what I'm saying, it's just like, when it comes to their job, they're willing to, I guess like kind of like sacrifice the family, the kid, all that other stuff or whatever, and take on sort of the man's role, that the man had, back in the day or growing up. It was like, they were so, I'm going to work, I'm going to get this position, I'm going to, make, achieve this goal in life or whatever. But now it's like the women who are really out there trying to, make that happen and seek after that. So
that's true. That's true. Patrice, is there any heroine?
Only thing with heroine that's in me is that I am in corporate America. I am an accountant. I am trying to rise above where I'm at. But one thing that my mom taught me is how to keep a man. Take care of home first. So I'm nothing like her. But when it comes to family, I do care about what they think of me. And I'm always trying to satisfy my mom, make sure she's happy with who I am and what she wants me to be. And then I have to tend to like back off and be like, do what makes me happy. So that's the only thing about heroine that I'm kind of similar in a sense.
So when it comes to the most favorite line of dialogue, oh my God. You guys, you just watched it. You just seen it or whatever, right? I'm going to keep this short and brief, okay? Is Montel here?
Yeah.
That's it. Like, hands down. That is my favorite piece of dialogue in the whole series. Like, she was for real about that thing. It was like, hey.
She tried to slam the door in her face.
What? She did try to slam the door in her face.
And then she got direct with it. I said, is Montel here?
That's your favorite line. That's your favorite line.
I thought it was going to be the one in the kitchen with him on the couch when he says the heroine. You expect me to be here and just
Until you want your little kitty. Is that what you said?
Until
you want your little kitty? Yeah, right. right. Mind you, a brother sleeping on the couch, right? You know what I'm saying? And this is my wife, and so she want to give me a hard time.
But let's be clear.
Until it's time for me to give her a hard time. You get me? Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we? Hold up.
How's PG? I can't. Well, my favorite line. My favorite line is, "Give me some space."
Oh.
I love when she says that.
My God.
I walk around the house saying that.
Who said that?
That's with what's her name?
Oh,
yeah.
Tia. Got you.
Yes, it is.
So I have another favorite line from Tia when she says, "Every closed eye is not asleep."
Yeah,
I love that line. Oh my God, that melted my heart every time I heard it.
I know one line is just one little snippet that gets me, maybe because it was involving my character when he was like, what do I have to do? And she was like, check your family.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the word right there for somebody watching tonight.
Yes.
Check your family.
Yes. And I thought that was important because he kept trying to figure out what was the problem between me and you. And the problem was your family.
Right, right.
So yes, I like that one too.
Yeah, I like
so,
that one.
Check your family. That was good. That was good. Okay, guys, if you could be another character, who would it be and why? I would be Harlan if I could play another character. Because like I said, I could kind of relate to her a little bit, you know, trying to balance that family thing and business, relationship, family. I liked her character. If I could do it again, I would switch up. I would play it.
Now, mind you, I do like the character Montel. I do. The idea of the good guy turned bad due to certain circumstances and stuff like that or whatever. But when it comes down to it, I liked Travis. I like Travis's character. Just for the simple fact, okay, yeah, he had his past, he did his thing or whatever, but now he's fighting so hard, for his family. He wants to be there for his daughter. He wants to, show. Cameron. Yes, he wants to really show Cameron, seriously, like how much he loves her, how much he wants to be in their lives, like even down to like, hey, you want me to come to church? I'm just gonna show up. I'm just gonna. This is what we're gonna do as a family. Okay, yeah, you want me to step up to my family? It's gonna take me a minute, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make this happen for you and my daughter and my family, and that's what I really liked about his character.
Excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
See, now it's gonna look cliche that I was gonna say Cameron because I don't even want to say. No, I would say Cameron because she's a really good friend, and that's who I am. I'm always there for my friends. Very caring, and I want to make sure everybody's great around me. Even my sister, regardless of what she did, I'm still gonna be there for her no matter what. So I would say Cameron, and she's very direct. I think I'm very direct when it comes to my friends. I say what I want to say, and I love her character. She's funny.
I like Lene. I was gonna say Travis, but for the same reasons that you like him. But I definitely love Lene's character too. I felt like she had a lot of a struggle, and I would have loved to try to experience that same type of struggle as well.
For me, I like Kiki. I still want to be Kiki because Kiki been chilling in this first season. And she just been coming, after Cameron and everything. So me and Kiki, we chilling. Like, we
Okay, so who did y'all enjoy playing opposite of? I would say I enjoy playing opposite of Montel. Don't look at me like that.
You ready to hear it?
Now you don't make me speechless. I don't even know what to say. It's Montel and Cameron. I love our chemistry on set, and I actually love the storyline between the two of us. And especially me and Cameron, like you would never know that we're close the way we do because I always come out very strong towards her, like I want to fight her. But
That is the truth.
I know, but I love you so much. Like we be arguing, but then I said, "So what's up? How are you doing?" I did enjoy playing opposite of those two.
For me, it was Kiki. We could have went all day back and forth.
yeah.
We really, I love the energy you brought to that character. I really do. It was good to play opposite. It was good to play off of. And for those that watch, we were really playing all the way to cut and beyond. It just kept going until we just stopped.
Yeah.
And the other person I like playing opposite of, Travis too. I do like playing opposite. But I like playing opposite of my sister, because the relationship that they have was complicated, but you can tell that there was a love that they had for each other. There was a concern they had for each other. Even I love that scene in the living room when we were on the couch and talking, and she just said, "Michaela." She's like, "I know." So it was a big sister, little sister moment. Right.
That was definitely one of my favorite scenes.
It was. I definitely loved that. And with Travis, my favorite scene with Travis was on the sofa, because to me, in that scene, you actually saw the bond between Travis and Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you actually saw them kind of really the emotional attachment that they had to each other.
Mm-hmm. So in addition to working alongside you, I really like working alongside Carolyn. I love that scene at the door. We were ready. When I tell you we were prepping for that.
We were like, yeah, we ready. It's like, you gonna say action, you ready?
But I loved it. It was friendly competition, but you know, it was kind of like it brought the best out of both of us. So I really love working alongside her.
And this is gonna sound crazy. Now, mind you, I loved my female, co-stars or whatever, like, man, to a T. But my favorite was my daughter.
That
I
was
was
so
with
sweet.
my daughter.
That was
Oh
sweet.
my God! Because
that little girl is talented.
Yeah,
She is. She had the lines better than any of us.
And, right, like
She
I have
did.
2 sons, and I don't have a daughter, and it's just like she just made me. I'm like, I need to go out.
Right.
Yes, like I do. Like, this is my little girl. I love her, man. It was awesome.
She was so professional. Let me
Oh,
say,
yes, she was.
down to a T.
She
She had those
was.
lines down. She was ready for it as soon as
She was
Lisa
like,
said action. She was like, "Daddy!" We was like, "Wait a minute."
And can I tell you, when her and I played our little scene on the couch, I was a little intimidated.
Yeah,
I was, because she was ready.
She was.
You know, and I was like, okay, I gotta be right. I have to be on, because she was hitting them. So yeah, she was definitely sweet.
I would have to second what D. James said about his character. Playing a character that had a daughter. I don't have a daughter in real life, so to kind of take yourself to that place, like how hard I was willing to, go for Cam, because I wanted to, rekindle the relationship with her, but also just seeing and realizing how important it is to be in your daughter's life. Like, that was, it kind of took me into another place mentally. Like, and I thought that was, as we went through filming and mentally taking yourself to that place, it really, just even after filming was done, that stayed with me. Like, how important that is for a man to be in. I mean, because you can hear your friends talk about it, but actually putting yourself personally into that, it's hard to see how you would not want to go that hard to try to salvage that relationship.
That's good. You know who we forgot about though? My sister. She was good.
Oh, yeah, she was.
She had your back too. She
Yes.
was ready.
You was tough
I
with her.
love our
You
singing
was tough with her
together.
too.
Huh?
You was tough with her. Like, when the way you was talking to her, I was like, man.
You should have listened to her.
She had her back, but she was also like, look, you can't be doing your husband.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
what's
I
wrong
think
with
she
you?
was
You know what
very
I'm saying?
reasonable. Though.
Yeah. She was
should've
definitely a
listened to
balance.
That is true.
I like that.
So what was it like working with Lisa? First of all, she and I have that OH bond. So therefore, it was already special from the get-go. I met her a couple of years ago when I auditioned for a short film of hers, and the writing was just so phenomenal. I was just like, yo, I gotta have this role. I gotta have this part, you know what I'm saying? And, I did, but, it was like we didn't get there, but I've been trying to tell her, look, you need to make this a full feature and stuff like that or whatever. But then when she called me about this and said, hey, I got this or whatever, and I was like, okay, I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's do it. But she said, D, I'm only shooting on this, or I only have this, or I only have that. Do you still want to do it? And I'm like, yes, because of the writing. She's so talented as a writer. And just working with her as a first-time director as far as like film and TV. She's directed, plays and stuff like that before, but as far as film and TV, it was just like, okay, for me, she was the actor's director. It was like, okay, what do you think? What do you feel?
Right.
How do you think? What do you want to do? Like, how do you see this? And I was like, okay, cool. And she let me be me. She let my talent speak for whatever it was, or, you know what I'm saying, however it was. And I was just like, okay, this is refreshing. This is cool. You know what I'm saying? So I like it.
That part right there, one thing that I realized working with Alisa is she gives you, first of all, the foundation in the script, because the writing is excellent. That's number one. But she doesn't force you to stay in this box. She lets you bring that character to life
Right.
and bring details in and bring personality in. And then that whole thing, when that thing marries, it's just, it's magic.
Now, but
you
when
know?
it don't marry, she gonna let you know.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. No, she gonna be like, don't be right. That's what
She gonna let you know.
I don't like that one. Let's start
But
off.
it works so well because the foundation, the script is already
is
so
awesome.
full. It's so
Yes.
powerful. You know what I'm saying? It's so deep. There's so much in it. It's easy to bring that thing to life
Yeah.
because you
Yes.
have that foundation.
Right.
You know, working with her, it's
Right.
good.
That's great.
Kiki like her.
And just to piggyback off of what you just said, I was going to say that too. It's not hard to bring a character to life when you have a good script.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you have a good script, it makes it easy. You know, it's hard to bring a character to life when the script isn't good, the story doesn't flow, and you're trying to make something happen that's not naturally there. But because she's such a good writer, it wasn't hard to understand the character. It wasn't hard to follow the storyline. You know, so it did make it easier to play the character, and watching her from beginning to end and seeing the growth, and you know, just to see how she just from the start learning, and about time we were coming to the end, just zooming in, knowing exactly what she wants, placement, lights, everything. It was a great experience. It was a great experience for me.
Let me say, I loved working with her. I didn't know her prior to this series. Some of the cast members had already worked with her, and somebody had actually spoke so highly of her, so I had her on this real high pedestal. The day I met her, I was like, let me see who they talking about. Walked in, didn't know what I was going to get. She accepted me with open arms. She trusted me so much as an actor. She never made me feel like, honestly, like I had to question myself as an actor.
And then the first scene she gave you, though.
The first scene, straight to the bed.
The first scene, I was straight to the bed, bro. But let me say, she
in the bed.
She asked I couldn't even be mad. She asked me. She said, "Is this okay? You know, this is the first scene I'm gonna shoot," because she had already shot a lot of other scenes. So I was just kind of jumping right into the set with everybody else, and she was like, "Sorry, this is your first scene, but is this okay?" And she kind of, you know, just worked with me and made sure everything was okay, and I really appreciated that because she didn't have to do that at all.
I think for me, what stands out, you know, just working with her is just the passion. I actually came in on the recommendation of somebody who was working with her, and I actually had to replace somebody who had the character before I did, so that can be a little bit of pressure, you know, to try to live up to a certain expectation. But she kind of
You did a good job.
Yeah,
appreciate
Great
that.
job.
But she kind of, you know, she eased any type of nervousness that I had about that. But just when you speak with her and you see how passionate she is, it's like, even for yourself, it's like, how could you not want to give the best effort that you can to the character, knowing, like, you know, how passionate they are about it. It's not just words on paper. It's something that she really wants to share with the world. And as artists, you know, we're so passionate about what we do. You know, to have to be around somebody like-minded, it just kind of lights your fire. So I loved it. I totally, really loved it.
And a lot of people don't know, we didn't have table reads.
No
We
rehearsal.
met on set.
Yeah.
So like those scenes where we were all together, I think our first scene with, no, you weren't there, me and the girls in the living room,
Right.
you know, with Bria and Lene, we all met on set that day. So every scene, you know, even with Travis, we met on scene.
You never know, though.
You never know. You know, that's how good the story is.
Working with Alisa for me was very fun. I loved it. My first time ever working with her was at a play called Wolf Turns 30. She did a phenomenal job. It was a great turnout, and I loved it. And then from then on, we just been real close. And she came to me with the script. She said, "What do you think?" I said, "Girl, we got to film this." And so she got with D. James, and D. James was like, "Yeah, Alisa, we got to put this together. We got to film this like right now." And then when I met everybody else, I felt very comfortable. It felt like being a family, and Alisa made me just feel very, very comfortable around everybody.
Oh,
I'm not spoiled.
I said it on
I guess so. It sounds loud to me if I can hear it.
Well, you know, I mean, tell the truth.
I'm not spoiled. She just made me feel comfortable with everybody else that I didn't know. Okay. I know you ain't talking.
When it came down to all the playbacks and all the scenes, like Patrice got to see them all.
I know you. She had to. James, what do you think, James? What do you think? Should we refilm it, James?
No.
But the sound okay,
When
DJ?
it all came down to it. When it all came down to it, she would ask me, hey, did you see that? I'm like, wait a minute, huh? Did I see? You got to see the whole.
No, I
But we're going to save that for another episode of the season.
So, what do you guys hope the viewers understand about the whole series, season 1? I hope you understand it's not as churchy as you may think that it was supposed to have been. They're human. People who go to church, they experience the same type of problems and issues as the ratchet folks. So I hope you just understand that they go through issues too.
Yes, because everybody was like, oh, that's a Christian video. Y'all doing all of that.
Yeah.
This is not what it's about.
Right.
It's not that at all.
I think for me it showed Christian living.
Right.
Not churchy, not in a genre,
Right.
but it was showing 4 real women and their real life situations, and it showed the things that happen behind closed doors, the things that people don't normally talk about, but they're things that actually happen, and basically how to get through it. And what I hope people take away from Cameron, because I don't know if Cameron got a good, raw deal or not, but, and I heard people say she's on 10 all the time. Cameron is very passionate. So I hope yes. Yeah. So I want people to take away from her character that, she's definitely an overcomer, and no matter what you go through, that you can make it. You just got to fight through it. And, you can overcome anything. That's what I hope people take away from Cameron, and not just see that she's fussing all the time or she's yelling all the time. But sometimes if you don't feel like people hear you or you don't feel like you're getting your point across, then you get a little emotional, but just like Patrice said, with her character, she's very loving. She loves those who she loves and she loves hard, so I hope that people take that away from Karen. I hope she inspires somebody. Yeah. I do.
And to caveat off of what they were saying, when it comes to, Christian shows or whatever and preaching and teaching to people, sometimes you got to hit people or reach people where they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the Greenleafs and the Saints and Sinners
Right.
and shows like that or whatever. They show you, the real life of it all.
Right.
And it's not so preachy. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of Christian, people, they get to where it's just like, hey, they're holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? It's the Bible, this, the Bible, that, and this, that, and the other, whatever. But no, there's more to life than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you reach people where they are, that's when you kind of like, you kind of hit home with some things or whatever. And that's what this show does,
Because it's somebody's story.
Yeah. I think with the whole, when you're talking about Christianity and where people are, and so often people paint a picture of what Christianity looks like, of what the church looks like. They're painting this picture perfect scene of this is what you're supposed to be if you're saved. This is what you're supposed to be if you're going to go to heaven. This is the picture that you're supposed to be. But you're not. Like, you're not. You know what I'm saying? And that's, I think, a lot of what turns people off from the church. I don't know if we want to go this deep in that, but it does. It turns people off from the church because you're saying, I got to be that. Right. But then that same person, who's trying to paint that picture, when that same person who's in the situation, who's trying to find their way out of it, sees you in a different light, and then it's totally opposite of the picture that you're trying to paint. Now they're turned off. Now that's when they get into hypocrites and, things like that. Be real. We're all flawed. You know what I'm saying? We all have our issues. We all have things that we're trying to get through. And this is a real life picture of things you're trying to get. People have real life issues they're dealing with. Yes, I'm saved. Yes, I'm in the church. Yes, thank God I'm saved by grace. I'm dealing with this, but because of God's grace, Huh?
Amen.
I'm okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I'm gonna make it through this thing. I don't have to be perfect by your standards,
Right.
because I'm being perfected daily
Right.
by the God who lives in me.
That's right.
So I'm just saying, you know, it's just my little thought. Let me just put that out there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You don't have to be perfect.
Mm,
Yes, you're gonna go through things. Yes, things are gonna happen, but just don't let yourself get too far to the left or too, you know what I'm saying? Just hang on to who you know is there for you. That's our God, our Savior.
It's all about
Jesus Christ, by the way. That's who my Savior is. In case I didn't say, you know, that's just me. But,
you know, and it's all about the ability of how you work through what you go through.
right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what this show shows you. You know, how you work through the infidelities, how you work through, you know, the lesbianism or whatever you want to call it, how you work through, you know, the father who's been away and now he wants to be, you know, in his daughter's life, how you work through these certain situations and stuff or whatever. So, you know,
That's very true. And I just, you know, there was a scene in there that everybody I heard a lot about, which was the sex that so many people had an issue with.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, I thought it was timed. It should have been there because some people need to see what it looks like. You know, you can talk about it, you can hear about it, but you really need to see what that looks like. The wife is sitting home and she's waiting for her husband, and he's over here with her. And I believe that there are some men and women who need to see what that looks like from the other person's point of view. You know, so one thing I really loved is that it didn't just show one side. You know, throughout the whole series, throughout the whole taping, it showed both sides of a story. You know, even with Cameron and Travis, it wasn't just Cameron's side of the story. It was Cameron and Travis' side of the story. You know, it was Michaela's side of the story, and it was Harlan, it was Montel, and it was Kiki. All of us had a story to tell. And I think that everybody showed it pretty well to me.
And with that being said, I hope you guys are ready for season 2 of It's going to be even more juicy. It's going to be even more fun. It's going to be even more real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.